Yo, what's up, guys? I'm back. You guys enjoy that animal video? No? So let's get started. We've got a video by Jeff Glover. So this is an old video, 11 years ago. So I think I was watching this when I first started training back in the day. So it's the best armbar ever. So if you don't know who Jeff Glover is, he's a little crazy now, but he used to be. He's still legit, but he's a little crazy now. But let's see. Dun, dun. Hey, this is what it was like 2000s jiu-jitsu, bro. It was crazy, bro. Hey. Yo, good times back in those days, bro. Moving on, we got UFC executive Claudia Gadela. I never say her name right. Athletes are the reason BJJ is still an amateur sport. Wait a second. Why is she coming at us like that? Well, you know she got to promote the UFC. UFC is going to save jiu-jitsu because it's not like CJI or Flow Grappling or AJP or ADCC. You know, they haven't been saving jiu-jitsu, but UFC is going to come and save us, show us how to do this stuff. Man, I mean, UFC can barely pay their own fighters. I got no confidence they're going to be paying us, really. Maybe one or two guys like they do in UFC, and then everybody else gets some peanuts. Former UFC title contender and longtime black belt Claudia has added her voice to the growing calls for a change in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, specifically around how athletes are paid. I'm going to say something right now, and I know will piss a lot of people off, but it needs to be said. The number one reason why jiu-jitsu is still an amateur sport, the number one reason why jiu-jitsu isn't a professional sport yet is because of the athletes. I don't know where she going with that. I mean, I don't want to hear nothing from MMA fighters, bro. They ain't got no union. They ain't got no kind of collectivism or anything. It's every person for themselves. You know, they still not making no money. Let's see. You accept to be sold for free. You accept to go in there and put on the best performances of your life for a medal. She got a point there. You know, IBJJF does pay for worlds, but they don't pay for pans or euros. Brasileiros they pay. The other tournaments are paying though. Other tournaments are paying. Give me 1 second, guys. Give me 1 second. I'm back, guys. Had a little break there. So she has a point there. You know, I was a little pissed off. I was a little angry at first, but she's right. We're competing for, you know, medals and no money. That's more so IBJJF, you know, well, I guess you could say ADCC Opens as well. Yeah, I wish, I don't know. I want there to be more money in the sport. I want there to be more money for the athletes. They're putting on great performances. And not just for the black belts. I mean, some of the purple belts are amazing. The brown belts. So I'm not sure what they're going to do. I'm not sure how they could pay everybody. Or, you know, jiu-jitsu's a hobbyist sport, but then it's also in the mix. It's also in the mix of like being a professional sport. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the answer is. You know, the CJI and AIGA, they're trying to do like a team format. But we got to see. We got to see what's going to work. Let's see. She preempted the common defense that athletes can use medals to build a brand and monetize later. Well, people want to monetize now. You gain the recognition to do business, right? You gain the recognition of opening a gym to charge for seminars and sell DVDs, which you can do the same thing when you build a career inside a platform that helps you be the product that you deserve to be and make more money during your career. Then go do business afterwards. When you guys understand that jiu-jitsu will change forever, but if you don't, it's never going to change. I just want her to have the same energy for the UFC and MMA fighters in general. I want her to have the same energy, but I don't think she's going to speak out on UFC because she works for them. But it's easy to speak about a different organization. But I want her to have the same energy for UFC. I want her to organize the UFC fighters so that they're getting more money. They're getting paid more than, you know, whatever little chump change they get when they first start fighting. And even on the top end, like they're just kind of capped at a certain amount unless they do boxing, right? So she wasn't shy about doubling down on her position. If you work as a professional, you should be getting paid. I don't want to hear that from an MMA fighter, man. Because you guys been getting screwed this whole time. You guys been getting screwed longer than us. Jiu-jitsu tournaments, you should be getting paid. If you work as a professional, wait a second. Yeah, if you work as a professional, you should be getting paid. Yes. Jiu-jitsu tournaments where you pay to compete is for amateurs. If you are a black belt professional, world champion caliber, world-class athlete, and you're high performing in everything you do, the way you eat, sleep, behave, and you are not getting paid, you are being used. Well, IBJF is using us. Yeah, that's true. By that definition. They need to change. They did try they had these pro tournaments where, I mean, you still had to like fly to the city, you know. They might have a pro, Atlanta pro, New York pro. You still got to take care of everything to get yourself there. And then maybe you could make like $4,000, which would be good for first place. But I mean, you probably break even or a little bit. You'd be a little bit in the black if you made that $4,000. You know, your hotel and stuff shouldn't cost that much. But that's just one tournament, and it was kind of sporadically placed. So like it was only a couple a year. And now you basically have to win worlds, Brasileiros, or you gotta compete at every tournament and then be high, like within the top 10 ranking, to make money. So it's kind of hard. Yeah, we gotta put more pressure on these guys. Put pressure on everybody. Put more pressure. Where's Craig Jones? Craig Jones, we need you to reform the IBJJF like you did ADCC. And man, we thought ADCC was untouchable, right? Until Craig Jones came around and started his own thing. How long more it's going to take for you guys to understand that jiu-jitsu tournaments where you don't get paid is for amateurs, okay? And you guys created the monster. You guys keep going out there and paying to compete. Well, to stay relevant, you know, a lot of athletes have to keep competing. It's in their sponsors, like to keep their sponsors, to keep their name kind of, you know, circulating on the circuit. They got to keep competing and to keep their skill set up. Because if you're not competing in these tournaments, Pans, Worlds, Brasileiros, Euros, it's hard to stay good. It's hard to stay on top. So let's see what she got to say.
I am going to say something right now that I know will piss a lot of people off, but it needs to be said. The number one reason...
Shoot. As soon as I turn it off. Here we go. Sorry. One more time, guys.
I am going to say something right now that I know will piss a lot of people off, but it needs to be said. The number one reason why Jiu-Jitsu is still an amateur sport. The number one reason why Jiu-Jitsu isn't a professional sport yet is because of the athletes. You accept to be sold for free. You accept to go in there and put the best performances of your life for a medal. And yeah, you gain the recognition of do business, right? You gain the recognition of opening a gym, teaching a seminar, and selling DVDs, which you can do the same thing when you build a career inside a platform that helps you to be the product you deserve to be and make money during your career.
That's true.
Then go do business afterwards. When you guys understand that, Jiu-Jitsu will change forever. But if you don't, it's never going to change.
I just want her to have the same energy, guys. You heard me. I want her to have the same energy for the UFC. But she works for them, and they probably pay her well, so she can't really say much. They don't pay me, so I can say whatever I want. And then I'm like, I want to be on UFC Fight Pass. Alec, we heard what you said in that video. You can't be on here. We got another match, Peter Frank. I'm thinking about doing a video series on him on my main channel. If you guys would like to see that, let me know in the comments. He actually does middleweight? I didn't know that. I thought he was bigger. So if you guys don't know Peter Frank, he's kind of, I can't do full screen. My bad. Can't do full screen. He's kind of like, I don't know. He's like, I don't want to say he's a crazy guy, but man, he does like these crazy submissions, and you're like, if you're not ready for it, I mean, even if you are ready for it, it's hard to prepare for it. So he's the one with the blonde hair. I like the black belt, bro. Look at the black belt, bro. We got style, bro. We be moving. Hey, we be stunting. Oh, Matrix. So Peter, he'd be chill, and then he'd jump on something, bro. That's probably, is this adult or masters? So he'd be jumping, bro. You got something? I can't see. You got the look, wait a second. How do you get that? I saw him pull it out. Pause on that. I saw him pull the lapel out, and he just loops it around the neck and jumps for it. Oh, dang, what is this? Oh, dang. Advantage for the other guy. Oh, shoot. Okay. He still got his neck around the... Uh-oh. I don't know what this move is called. Let me know in the comments if you guys know what this move is called. Hey, oh shoot. Man, Yeah, let me know in the comments if you guys want to see Peter Frank video. I think you guys would like to see that. Hey, Let me rewind, I missed that. So you just be jumping for these attacks, guys. Holy. I don't think I can replicate that. Oh, wow. Oh, Jesus. Guys, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do this. Don't do none of this stuff. He just jumped. Okay, he had a little bit of a grip. Guys, don't do nothing. Don't do nothing like this, guys. Just that crazy jitsu. I think this masters too. I think that was Masters 2. Or was it adult? Masters 2, Jesus. So Masters 2 is, I mean, that's my age category. I want to fight that guy. Oh, dang. Let's see. We got Gordon Ryan. He says, it doesn't matter how good your cardio is for jiu-jitsu. I mean, bro. He says, the most important thing is the work rate. Don't you need cardio and conditioning to have a work rate? It doesn't matter how good your cardio is, like how high your VO2 max is. If you're working twice as hard as I am, you're going to get tired faster than I am. Because I'm so much more technical, because the gap in skill is so big between the next best guy, their work rate is always 3, 4, or 5 times as high as mine. They have to explode. They have to move quickly. It doesn't matter how good your cardio is. If I ran a mile, it would be impressive. But because I'm so much more efficient, the work rate is so much higher for my opponents that they fatigue a lot faster. Thanks, Gordon. Thank you. Very humble. Very humble. We got a video of Kaynan. Let's see. We'll jump in and see what's going on. Give him a little like for Flow Grappling. Shout out to Flow Grappling.
Bro, you want to be famous?
Oh, #1 pound for pound, right here.
Hey, yeah. Pound for pound. Then we got some other people pound for pound. Oh, that music gonna get me. Woo. Oh, man. Let me turn that music off real fast, guys. That music get me. So he's lifting. He's doing everything. I call him Big Jeff. You guys know Jeff Cummings? He look like a bigger version of Jeff. Jesus Christ. What's going on over there? Let's see. Maybe we can get some music off of there.
Who it is, man? Oh.
San Diego.
So today is Monday, first day of the week. I just wake up like 30 minutes ago, and today we're just gonna start my first day of the week for my camp against Nick Rodriguez. So today I will be training jiu-jitsu, right now at 11, and afterwards I'm gonna come back, rest a little bit, and then I'm gonna do some strength conditioning. Sometimes I eat like tapioca, breads, but right now I don't want to gain a lot of weight. I want to keep like more light, so I'm just eating like more eggs, fruits, and I want to be like that I was in BJJ, a little bit more
or maybe
lean.
he's just big.
You know, not that strong, but I'm more, still strong, but I'm more lean, you know,
He's
more
strong,
fast,
bro. He's strong.
better cardio. Feel in better conditioning, like better than ever. Like I'm like very strong, very focused, good cardio. And also, yeah, it's not a lot of distraction, you know. Just being like very focused. I think it's a very good thing. I think a lot of people can't do this, you know, like regular people that has regular jobs and stuff. They struggle maybe a lot to cut weight or do things because they have a lot of distraction, you know. And while I'm doing this, during trains, my entertainment is with my teammates and everything. So we are in the same goal. So we don't have a lot of distraction to put me out of my goal, you know. Right now, before training, I'm taking like
bro. Where all the supplements at? That ain't all of them. Open up them drawers. Open up the drawers. You guys remember
this one? I take it, but I'm not sure
if the video on
just take it to help the focus. But
Anderson Silva, he had some syringes in there.
But this one is very good. And creatine, basics.
All right, let's skip a little bit. Is that right?
I'm at a place now where I think I face everybody now. So
what's Roberto doing?
Everybody either fights or trains with each other, and I kind of do my own thing. So I ain't got no problems with anybody. We're all gonna face each other eventually again. So let's just train and kind of like old school, what Bochecha, Leandro, Pegrisa were doing. I think that kind of vibe is coming back.
Hey, Rob, you wanna be famous?
I don't know what Roberto's doing over there, but I guess he
right here.
He's just chilling.
So today we're gonna start drills, wrestling drills, and then after that we're gonna do some specific training. Right now we're in the phase of like training a lot of specific, and towards the fight, like we do more like sparring, like more live sparring. But right now I want to sharpen his positioning in each situation. Right, we're gonna work in different situations, and you see, kind of look sharp.
So right now we have Angelo Posada. He's over at Poway High School currently. He's a 2025 215-pound state champ. He's also top 3 in the country. So right now the focus, when we have an athlete like this in the room in Autos helping our guys out, I really want Kaynan just to pick his brains right now. So kind of just feeling it out. We have a really great
in the high school. High school
today's
coach
kind of going to be a think tank. Like we're kind of just sharing, bouncing ideas off each other.
I mean, they got J-Flow over there, bro. I'll be training. Nasir, what's up, bro? I'll be training with J-Flow, to be honest, but, you know, what do I know? So they're doing some wrestling training. Got some regular rounds.
Incredible fighter.
Longer, and
The
now
music
we
I'm
fought
getting.
twice before now, and yeah, I think he's gonna do really good in April for that.
That music, bro. That music's getting me. And then train, he comes back and eats. He eating good.
My entire family cooks, you know.
Big
and
Jeff over here,
I've been
Big
living
Jeff.
by myself since when I was like 18. So I moved here to United States. So I had to take care of myself, you know.
Music, bro. The music, guys. I can't play the music, man. He basically said he moved there, America, when he was 18, and look at him. He cooking good. He cooking good, bro. I hope he's eating some vegetables, though. Nah, he just carving up. Where are the vegetables at, bro? Kimchi? Ooh, I like that kimchi, guys. I support that kimchi brand right there.
Korea?
Yes.
Kimchi, yeah.
I have been there like a few times. Like I would say like
looks
4
like
times
kombucha, too.
for
He went to
Spider
Whole
Korea.
Foods.
And then
Shout
I
out
try
to
to
Sergi.
enjoy it. So
That's the good stuff.
salute
It's expensive,
for
though.
my Korean friends and fans.
It's expensive, guys.
감사합니다. I have to enjoy the things that I'm doing, you know.
Where the
Like,
kimchi
just
at?
eating for eating. Like,
He ate all the kimchi.
that's one part that I'm not enjoying, you know. I need to. That's why when I cook with love for myself, you know, because
He's
I'm
not
putting
really eating
inside
that
of
many
my
calories,
body, so
right? That's not for his
it's a thing that I
size.
really enjoy it. I just some people doesn't like
Yeah, a
to
little
cook
bit of
or they
eggs,
don't
some
know. They
coffee,
just
some
make
fruit.
whatever
Now he's
they
got a
eat.
little bit
I
of
don't know,
steak
man. I just
and some
good moment, you know?
pasta. And a little, I don't know
Making
where
the
the
days
kimchi
better.
went. Yeah, like a little spritz of kimchi in there.
Especially in camp, it's like
But look
it's
how
very
big he is.
restrict
That's not enough calories.
in question about like entertainment. You know, you don't have so much entertainment because you always have to rest, train, train. So you have to do things that you enjoy also. Because it's very stressful for the body, for the mind. You're very always tired physically and mentally sometimes. So you get more moody and stuff like that. So it's nice
Bro, I
to do
don't think
things
he's
that you
eating
enjoy, you know.
enough. Let me know in the comments if you think he's eating enough, because that didn't seem like enough food for his size, energy level. There's no way that's enough calories. Maybe it was a light day.
Right now, I'm gonna do my strength conditioning coach here at Electro Performance. It's literally like 3 minutes away from Atos. So today I'm gonna be focusing a lot of strength training.
Bro.
Gonna be less volume of training, but with a lot of weight. This is like my therapy, you know.
So he's doing his physical therapy and fitness. Maybe they'll turn the music off.
That's all for
The music, bro. Let's see what lifts he does. I think he does a squat. Okay. I don't know how much weight's on there, but he's squatting. The music, bro. Jesus. Squat, I don't know what that was. Bench. Seems pretty standard. I don't know. You don't really deadlift. Okay. He doing all the major lifts for strength. But again, his calories don't look like enough. I get it. He had breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I guess dinner's coming up. But, man, that didn't look like enough calories to, at all. How is he surviving? You have no idea. I have no idea how he's surviving. Let me pause for a second. All right, guys. So that was Big Kaynan, Big Jeff. Regular Kaynan, Big Jeff. So pretty cool to see how a professional athlete prepares for tournaments. I don't know. Obviously they can't show everything. I think he needs to be eating more vegetables. It seemed like he wasn't eating enough. We didn't see dinner, but he's working out twice a day, and he's huge, and he's young. I don't think he has to cut weight. I'm sure both these guys are minus 99, so 205, probably 215. I don't think they're going to cut weight, so I feel like he should be eating more. But what do I know? I'm just a regular dude. Regular dude on the internet. Let's move on. So we got Ffion. She says, not having women on your jiu-jitsu show is discrimination. She can say that. I can't say that, but that's what she says. I'm gonna agree. There's a ton of really good female athletes that we want to see out there scrapping. And shout out to Ffion. I don't know if it's Fight Pass or who's number one. I believe it's Fight Pass that her and Adele are gonna have a match. She says, if she can't see it, she can't be it. There's a lack of drive because you can't see yourself there. This doesn't exist. This doesn't exist yet. How could I be motivated to achieve something that doesn't exist? And I guess she's talking about, just the women's division, the lack of exposure, media attention, and prize money for the women's divisions creates a demotivating cycle for aspiring competitors. I think things are changing. She's kind of leading the way. Her, Adele, Gabrielle, the ladies before her, Big Gabby. You had Mackenzie Dern, Kira Gracie. But yeah, I would like to see more inclusion of the female grapplers. We're trying to get more female representation, so seeing more athletes. Essentially what happened in wrestling, what's going on in wrestling, where it's the fastest growing sport because the women are joining wrestling now. She pointed to the stark contrast in how men's and women's divisions are marketed, particularly high-profile events like ADCC. Where ADCC is not at the forefront of marketing. It would be CJI, which Ffion was a part of. They have these storylines built with Road to ADCC. Yeah, they did have those. But it was only 2 divisions, 66 division and 77. Everybody else kind of got left behind. They didn't have that for women, so how can we possibly be invested in them in the same way? Well, Flow Grappling team, the actual team behind Flow Grappling is pretty small. So, when they're covering 2 divisions, 2 athletes, that's basically as far as their team can be spread out. I don't think there's 10 people on the Flow Grappling team, to be honest. Like, the media side, I don't think there's like 10 people. It's probably less. Critics often cite lower viewership numbers for women's matches, but Ffion argues that it's a manufactured problem, not a reflection of actual interest. They don't get the views. I just don't agree. If you don't have a reason to, I'm not going to sit and watch the whole thing if I don't know who anyone is. She believes the burden of progress shouldn't be solely on women's shoulders. And it's kind of a similar argument to what the other girl was saying. What was the lady's name? This lady? What was her name? Claudia. Yeah, she was kind of saying similar. So in her case, Ffion saying that the weight, all the responsibility can't be placed on the women's shoulders. With Claudia, she's saying all the weight should be placed on the on the athlete's shoulders. So is it the athletes? Are we responsible for how we're being marketed, like how they're marketing us? Like, I don't have control over Flow Grappling. I'm cool with some of the guys on there. I'm cool with some of them, but I can't control how they market these events, even if I was a part of it. Same thing at IBJJF. I don't have any control over how they market or don't market or don't. And when you sign that waiver, they get, they can license your image. So if you're out there at the tournament, winning, they can use that for promoting their brand, their company. But I mean, I'm not in control of that as an athlete. Only thing I can control is my participation. That's it. And then you could say, oh, you don't have to participate. But then, like, if you're not a part of the IBJJF, then, there's some ramifications because, okay, you might not be able to get your stripes. You might not get your certification. You might not be able to promote students, and have have the proper certifications and proper history. So it's kind of you don't have to do it, but it's kind of murky if you don't have that kind of system in place. She says to not have women on your show is discrimination. Call a spade is discrimination. I mean, I'm not. She's got to talk about that. I'm not a female. I can't talk about that. I can talk about my specific issues. Other sports don't do that. Look at the Olympic sports. They have equal men's divisions and equal women's divisions and prize money. Yeah, for the most part is equal. I mean, there are going to be some differences. For instance, wrestling, there is no female Greco wrestling division. It's all freestyle. Even in college, it's freestyle for women and they do folk style for men. So, but I understand what she's saying. She argues that jiu-jitsu should be an equal sport for women, given its technical and strategic nature, but systemic issues keep the potential from being realized. For our generation, you grow up being told that this is not something you should be doing in the first place. You have to give it time and you have to give it the space in the first place. Otherwise, you can't expect people to turn up. Ffion praised her coach, JT Torres, for helping shift the narrative in a more inclusive direction. Rather than sticking her with the token women's classes, he had her teaching advanced ski sessions. I mean, she's skilled. She can teach whatever class she needs to teach. JT was like, oh, yeah, teach advanced ski. I was like, what do you mean? Are you going to throw me with the kids? Are you going to give me a women's only class at 8 p.m. on Sunday that no one can attend? So I think Fion's been through a lot. not to deride her, not to mansplain, not to victim blame. Some of these guys be attacking me, bro. I'm reading most of the story and they be attacking me. But I think Ffion has been through a lot of different issues with the different schools she's been a part of. But hopefully, it gets better. I hope it gets better. Okay, that's all I'm saying. Don't attack me. Cardio for BJJ. Outside of jiu-jitsu training, And rolling, what have you found helps your gas tank? I'm trying to add something in, but would like to hear others' experience with different types of cardio that has helped them in their jiu-jitsu rounds. Somebody says Ultimate MMA Conditioning by Joel Jamieson. Oh, I never heard of that one. Might have to check that out. If you guys like that book, let me know in the comments if you've read it. Norwegian Method. So Pedro was talking about Norwegian Method. If you guys know about that, let me know in the comments. HIT. You got HIT intervals, generic long runs with zero aim. Yeah. Someone says I do zone 2 runs most days. So the zones are your heart rate, guys. I don't know the specifics of the zone 2, zone 1. It helps me recover from BJJ and benefits me mentally, I think. And 2 times a week, I do sprints. One day I do longer sprints like 8 by 200 with long rest between. So I fully recover and get high quality reps. And one day I do hill sprints with minimal rest, usually just to walk back down. Space the sprint days at least 48 hours apart so you can give it a solid effort. But the absolute best is a 10-minute round. You know, Marcelo Garcia just said roll, but I think Marcelo is an outlier. So we got to do other stuff to supplement ourselves. Let's see. One guy says, I used to run cross country to stay light for wrestling season. In the decades between wrestling and BJJ, I got into running and would do half marathons. My cardio peaked at blue belt when I was still running and grappling. A lot of people don't like distance running. When I started BJJ, and it was mind-boggling. I'd have a young coach say it sucks for grappling. Then I tire him out and talk about him. You got to run with intent. Track your pace and set goals. A lot of people slow jog just to cover distance, but put no effort into improving their times and cardio. Sometimes I get tired of seeing people take a few weeks off BJJ and run like a madman. Oh, sometimes he gets tired of seeing people, so he takes a few weeks off and runs like a madman. So, yeah, I mean, if your cardio is good, you can do whatever you want. Assault bike. I like that assault bike. It's tough, though. Zone 4 and 5 hit bike for 10 to 20 minutes, 2 times per week. And 45 to 60-minute zone 2 run when laziness quits my body. Yeah, pretty awesome, man. I think as long as you move your body, you're going to be okay. Now we got Roy Dean, the MMA fighter. Roy Dean, 4th degree BJJ black belt. That sounds pretty cool, but I think I'm a 3rd degree black belt. 3rd degree. Am I 2nd or 3rd degree? I don't know. I think I'm 2 degrees. I don't know. I have no idea. So he's talking about the different levels in the belts. He says white belt is survive and show up. At first, you just want to make it through the class. And I remember tying on my white belt and my heart beating really hard, like I'm going to get my butt kicked. But I was willing to do it because I was so hungry for knowledge. The white belt phase is about grit, fundamentals, and showing up. You learn basic movement, shrimping, bridge, base building, and start developing comfort in uncomfortable positions. The goal is competence, not dominance. Yeah, you ain't dominating nobody at white belt. Blue belt is fundamental awareness. You don't really have to have a good submission. It's more about awareness. More about awareness, fundamental movements, and being able to not spaz out and start to achieve your goals. Listen, some of you guys, you born spazzes. You got that spazziness naturally. Blue belt is where you start understanding how techniques feel, not just how they look. You're expected to execute escapes, hold positions, and understand when techniques are applicable. Submissions are secondary. Awareness and control are primary. Purple belt is momentum and combinations. Purple belt is the belt of momentum and combinations. You really have to understand how to generate momentum, and you're chunking things together chunking things together into technique modules. At purple, your game begins to flow. You link moves together and manipulate momentum. Sweeps, submissions, and transitions become systems rather than isolated events. You learn how to reverse engineer techniques and build game plans that fit your body type and preferences. Brown belt is precision and pressure. A brown belt is a really seasoned purple belt, more interested in quality of execution. Brown belt is where you refine your techniques with pressure, timing, and precision. Your movement becomes efficient. That's why you guys be getting fat at brown belt, because you're too efficient and deliberate. Yeah, that lazy brown belt game. Dean emphasizes that this is the belt to backfill weaknesses. Learn wrestling, judo, leg locks, or whatever part of your game you neglected. Black belt is the signature and mastery. Hey, yo, is that where I'm at? And it's a cycle, bro. It's just up. You're just cycling back through everything. Black belt is your signature on the art. It's perfect. Razor sharp execution of the basics. Done so well, they don't really seem like basics. A black belt's game is often built on refined fundamentals, not flash. You start to develop shortcuts, go-to moves you can rely on under pressure. More importantly, you step into a leadership role. It doesn't have to be a black belt, but usually a black belt, you're more of a leader. And are expected to teach, mentor, and represent the art with integrity. Man. Yo, some of these people out here ain't got none of that. As a black belt, you are a leader. You have a responsibility. Whether you want it or not. And he says the mental evolution of each belt. White belt, fear, humility, hunger for knowledge. Blue belt, confidence grows, but so does frustration. Purple belt, depth begins. Systems begin to start. Brown belt, self-critique intensifies. You're close, but not quite. Black belt, return to the basics. Rediscover teaching leadership. No one is ever 100% satisfied with their game, and that goes for me too. Yeah, listen, ain't nobody mastered jiu-jitsu. And then even if you do master it, your body starts to decline, and then you get worse. So thank you to Roy Dean. On Reddit, we got from Mcdojo to legit gym. So this is kind of one of my friends. He kind of went through this. I got my blue belt from a sort of Mcdojo after 1 year of training and spent 6 months after blue belt there. 2 weeks ago, I started exploring and trying out new gyms in my city. Most were bad and too beginner. I was losing hope. That changed this week when I found a gym that has killers. The moment I walked in, I realized this is the place I want to be. From just one look, I realized the level of the gym I just walked into. It checked all the boxes, an involved coach, a lot of variety in weight classes, training, and full of upper belts. All those were things lacking from my old gym. Most importantly, none of the culty stuff, and the vibe is so chill. After finishing class, which was amazing, and the techniques shown were explained nicely and able to be implemented right away and rolling, I admittedly got my butt kicked so hard I was tapping left and right while feeling the happiest I've been to tap, because for the first time, I'm being submitted by people 20 and 30 kilograms lighter than me. With pure technique, I had a smile on my face the whole time. This is the BJJ I always wanted and yearned for, not the half-baked stuff I was getting, where I only got submitted by someone heavier than me using brute force with no technique, and the coach never cares enough to look at drilling or rolls. After 1 hour of rolling, my body felt okay and not destroyed like I'm used to, because people were rolling with intelligence and not force. I trained double the hours I do at my old gym and didn't feel 10% as tired, even though I felt like I want to demote myself back to white belt because of how much I was outskilled. I can already imagine how much my BJJ will improve, and I'm so excited for it. It made me fall in love with BJJ all over again. All this I got from one session of training. Just wanted to share my thoughts since I can't share my happiness with a lot of people in real life. They just wouldn't really understand. For all I care, my BJJ journey starts now. That's awesome. I don't really understand how you get the blue belt without realizing you're at a Mcdojo. I mean, maybe you're in this, this kind of safe space where you don't know what's going on in the outside world. But I mean, you have Reddit. He's posting on Reddit. There's Instagram. There's YouTube. I feel like you should have spotted some of the warning signs. Is that me? How could you not? Oh man, like we're not rolling. I don't know. I don't know how people kind of fall into these Mcdojos. I don't know how. Can someone explain to me? Like I don't really get it. I mean, I started training with killers from day one. I was getting my butt kicked from day one. I was like, dang, this is real. This is some real stuff over here. This is some real stuff over here. Like how, I don't know, like how would you be like, oh, I don't know what's going on. I can't explain it. Someone explained to me in the comments how you don't know you're training at a Mcdojo. But at least he figured it out and went to a real school. But, I mean, he already wasted almost 2 years, year and a half basically, kind of mucking around when he could have been doing some real training. Back on Gordon Ryan, he spills the beans about UFC's millions of dollar jiu-jitsu investment strategy. Is it going to him? That's the strategy? Give it all to Gordon? That's not a strategy, guys. Let's see what he says. He says they put how many millions of dollars in jiu-jitsu? They have more of a budget for it. So $10 to $12 million from Dana White. I mean, where did Dana White get the money? He got it from the people supporting UFC. Let's see. Among the most exciting pieces of news, it might be a new reality show. Man, we've already done these things. We did Who's Number One. They're going to do an Ultimate Fighter of grappling. Man, come on. I think it's kind of played out. Can they do something new, original? I don't know. Like, I don't want to see all these crazy guys. Maybe do the girls. Have the girls, put Ffion and Adele in there, and they could be with the girls. You know, I'm just tired. I'm tired of this Ultimate Fighter rehash. It's been how many years? Since 2005. 2004, 2005, the first one. Bro, it's 20 years. Can we figure out a new formula? You don't need to waste $10 million with that. Give me the $10 million. I'll figure out a system to market jiu-jitsu to everybody. Yeah. Yo, give me the $10 million. I don't know. I just feel like there's better strategies. You know, you got better luck putting these people on social media, TikTok and Instagram and wherever else. I just don't see the point in doing this syndicated show that, oh, you don't have Fight Pass, you can't watch. Like, I don't know. There's so much like, I don't know. The money's not going to the athletes. It's just going to promote the UFC, basically. Gordon says that would be cool because then you can build a star from scratch and get to know the guys. You can get people emotionally involved. Yeah, but eventually, I mean, you can build someone from scratch, but they always pull from the same people. You got the B team people, you got the Autos people, you got a handful of AOJ people, you got Fight Sports people, and maybe you find some other people. You might find a no-name person, but then they're gonna go to the big gyms. They're gonna go to train a B team now because he's famous now. It's the same. I don't know. It's just the same old stuff, man. The UFC's strategy for integrating BJJ into its ecosystem appears to include flexible athlete contracts, according to Ryan. While the organization prefers exclusive deals, they reportedly allow exceptions for high-profile events like ADCC. Usually they do exclusive. It's exclusive, but they have cutouts for things like ADCC or big world championships. I don't know. I kind of like one because they did like the Apprentice show. They had Mikey on there, which was kind of biased. Mikey was kind of had the, I don't think he won the show, but it was kind of like was like everybody like knew who Mikey was. I don't know if you knew that. One did like an Apprentice show in Singapore. Is that where they are? Man, a breath of fresh air come? Like, can somebody with a new idea come through? Like, it's the same old stuff, bro. The same old people. The same Craig Jones, the same Gordon Ryan. Jesus, it's the same stuff, man. I don't know what else to say. Don't you guys want to see something new? Something, I don't know, exciting? Let me know in the comments, guys. Let's see. We got Rorion Gracie. You guys know who Rorion is? Do you know the Gracie bros? He's their daddy. Hinner and what's the other brother? I don't know. He's their daddy. He's the guy that made jiu-jitsu famous.
In this next confrontation, I spar with another Hapkido instructor.
Back in the day, they were just fighting people. Back in the day, they didn't know what they were doing.
Since most martial arts focus primarily in punching and kicking, flexibility, power, and speed are absolute prerequisites for those arts. Observe that as soon as I go into a clinch, the Hapkido instructor is deprived of his main requirement, the distance to strike. All the years of training are useless now, as soon as the fight goes to the ground.
Yeah,
Out of desperation, he even tries to
classic
reach for
racing,
my
guys.
groin.
You hit that groin, bro. I tell you, you're gonna get you ain't waking up. They gonna beat the snot out of you.
As he feels the pressure on the choke increasing around his neck, he briefly struggles, then taps out.
Yo, the Gracies were bullies back in the day, huh? They were just choking out people that didn't know what was going on.
He acted like he was going to continue
Oh,
the fight,
you wanna
but
go,
realized
man?
that from this position, it would
Okay,
not be a good
man.
idea.
Let's go again, man.
He wants a rematch, and I immediately take him down. I establish the mounted position, which makes him extremely vulnerable. The main advantage of this position is that I can punch him, but he cannot punch me back. As he struggles in vain to push me out, he exposes his arm.
Oh, man.
I could get him on an arm lock, but instead I choose to choke him out for the second time.
Yeah, always go for the choke, guys. Always
He
choke.
tries to reach for the groin, but the pressure on the neck makes him quickly change his mind.
Dang, bullying this dude. He didn't know what was going on. You know, they gotta do it one more time.
Still not convinced, he asked for a third match. This opponent is having a difficult time comprehending that his strikes are not as effective as he thought. It is hard for him to accept the painful reality that all his years of training may be in vain.
Yeah. Why is he falling down?
Perhaps he
Why
will
is he
never be
falling
able
down?
to understand what really happened. And what's worse, he might never consider incorporating jiu-jitsu into his training. Jiu-jitsu is the only self-defense system that effectively addresses ground grappling, the most important yet most neglected aspect of
what
any
about
real
judo?
fight.
We're just gonna ignore
Now
judo.
the Hapkido instructor will be choked out for the third and final time.
Dang. He just choking this dude out. Rorion was nice, bro. Some of these other guys would be punching. Hickson would be punching you. Let's see. We got WWE star Dave Bautista. Advice for BJJ beginners. He says the most important advice is to be particular about where you train, because there are certain places where you go in and you're just going to get beat up and you're just going to get turned off from it. Go to a respectable school. You want to go in to learn. You don't want to go in to get beat up. So he's saying opposite advice. The other dude went to the Mcdojo. He's saying don't go to the school that beats you up. I mean, there's good schools out there, guys. It's not like it used to be. He says, be willing to be a student. Don't go in with your ego. I don't like to train with a lot of big guys because soon as their ego starts getting in the way, they start trying to muscle everything. They're not going to learn anything like that. That's crazy. People going hard on Bautista. He says, I went in and got my butt handed to me by everybody in that school, and I was completely okay with it because I walked out of there that day and I got an education. He says, I got obsessed with puzzles, and jiu-jitsu is a puzzle that I will never be able to figure out. It's like a never-ending puzzle, and that's why I love it. Yeah, do your research. I mean, you guys do research on everything else, on your cars, on your cell phones, you know, where your kids go to school. You guys do all this research, and man, you don't want to research where you train jiu-jitsu at. You just look up the reviews. You look up the instructor, go to the let's pull up something. Let's look up Pedro's school, Mano a Mano. We give him some sunlight on there. Yeah, we'll go to Mano a Mano. Okay, we're going to Mano a Mano. Okay, they have a website. Awesome. That's where we're going. Boom. Here's what you guys do. You find schools in your area. Okay. Let's look through the information. Okay, they got the class there. Got my friend Jose there. You can see a video. Oh, that's the instructor. Okay, can I click on it? All right,
And we
the
offer classes for kids.
Okay, that's
that
the
way.
instructor. Oh, they have kids classes. All right. There's a picture of the classes. Okay. What's the schedule? What's the program? Okay, I can contact them there. What's this class schedule? All right, let's go here. Oh, they got the 7 a.m. They got the 5:30, 6:30, 7:30. Awesome, cool. They got full schedule. Oh, they got judo. They got nogi. Okay, that seems like the place to be. Click on book now. You're good. You know, you can find all the information. You can see who the instructor is. You can find where the school is. You can call. They got a number. I mean, bro, I don't know what else to say. Even on here, you can see who the instructors are. Meet your instructors. You can see who the instructors are. Oh, he got his black belt. Then he did the rolls. He did pans. He's a bronze medalist in judo. Okay, awesome. Research, guys. What are you guys doing? Do some research. That's all you got to do. I mean, I know some of you guys see Gracie. Oh, awesome. Amazing. A rule of thumb, the more they're talking, the less training they're going to do. The more the instructors are talking on the website, the less training you're going to do. Basically. Man, I don't know, man. I don't know what else to say. That music, bro. Jesus. That music be getting me. We got one more video, guys, and it's Owen Jones. Owen Jones being the secret love child of Craig Jones. So this music, I can't play that music, but we're going to look at the video anyway. So this is from ADCC. Gabriel Souza versus Owen Jones. Talking about Ffion. So Owen Jones goes for like a ashi. Gabriel Souza tries to do he tries to, roll out of it. Maybe take a back. They hit the back take here. Owen's able to get out of there. And I forget how he set this up. I think it was old school Cabrinha setup. So he's got like a omoplata here. Gabriel gets out, back to a matrix. He's on the leg for a second. So here, I think, is this where the submission comes? No. So K guard, looking for the matrix back take. Going to roll through. So here, he's able to trap the arm. Looking for like a Choi bar setup. Nice. I don't know what was going on in this match. Gabriel Souza actually did pretty good. I thought he would do better. I don't know. He's probably going through some stuff. Oh, is that where he got caught? Yeah, that's where he got caught. So he's going for a takedown? Is that what happened? I can't tell. Takedown. Owen Jones steps over. And then he's able to, stick on the arm with the overhook armbar. Yeah, it happens, man. It happens. It happens, yeah. It happens to everybody. We all get caught in some crazy stuff. We're like, what is this? Yeah. That's kind of the tournament of the overhook. You had Adele tapping everybody out. Owen Jones got that. Yeah, a lot of stuff going on, man. What do you guys think? A lot of crazy stuff in jiu-jitsu. Some takeaways. You got to market yourself. You got people, marketing yourself is important for your businesses. All my small business owners out there, my athletes out there, market yourself. And even, I'm telling you, these companies, Flow Grappling, IBJF, they don't have big marketing teams. If they were smart, they would put more into that. But since their marketing teams are so small, you got to do the work for yourself. So that's why you got to do all the tournaments, stay on social media. Even if you don't like to do it, like I barely like doing this stuff. And I've been doing it for years. But, if you want to make a name for yourself, you want to stay relevant, and you want to have a career when you're not competing, kind of sucks if you only have a career when you're winning. But say you have a good social media following, you're doing other stuff, you got other income streams, that helps a ton. And it gives you a little break. So when you're competing, you don't have to think about the money. You don't have to think about, a lot of stuff. But if you have these systems going, you got your social media system, you got your seminar system, you got whatever, your sponsor system, you got all these things kind of going together. It gives you a lot of peace of mind. And, a lot goes into it. You guys saw Kaynan. He's tired of eating the same old food. Didn't eat no vegetables, but, it just takes a lot of work and effort to be good. So, market yourself so you can have a long career. And also having a career, the marketing helps you have the career outside of your competition career. Because I'm Masters 2, guys. I'm old, so I see the guys that don't compete as much. They're not in the limelight, so their name doesn't hold the same weight. And then the new people don't know who the old champions were. They don't know who Rafa Mendes was. They don't know who Marcelo Garcia is. They don't know who Lucas Lepri is. Because those guys are kind of older, they're not on social media really, and then the new generation just isn't as interested in older people. So you got to continue to reinvent yourself and stay relevant. That's something I try to do barely, with this kind of channel, my other channel, social media. So I try to do my little bit. So that's basically it. If you guys want to support the channel, Cash App, whatever way, Venmo, whatever way. You don't want to give me money, you can give my sponsors money, BJJ Mental Models and Inverted Gear. Offer code ALEC. You guys can check that out. You don't want to give me any money, you don't want to give my sponsors money, that's okay too. Just like this video, share it, leave a comment. That's payment enough, guys. Just trying to help you guys out and just keep it fun, keep it playful. All right, guys, till next time, peace and see ya. Bye bye.